You know it's time for Dark Souls! Phil was playing the Dark Souls 3 DLC, but I thought it didn't release until Tuesday. Well, good on you, you were very attentive, you've been paying attention, and you realized that that is actually the correct case. The Dark Souls 3 DLC, Ashes of Ariandel, was not supposed to be released until Tuesday, on all platforms, Xbox One, PC, and PS4. However, apparently Microsoft screwed the pooch again in regards to Dark Souls 3. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, way back when, in March, before Dark Souls 3 was supposed to be released in the United States and Western territories, meaning, United States, Europe, all that, the game was released in Japan. Why it was released in Japan almost a full month before the rest of the world makes no sense, because the game was ready for worldwide release, but apparently Bandai Namco thought it would make sense to fucking hold back on releasing the game so that they could release it later to basically cook their books and make their financials look better by delaying it worldwide. Pretty stupid. But what happened was Microsoft screwed up, and Microsoft had it so that if you went to the Japanese Xbox Live and you bought the Japanese version of Dark Souls 3, you could download the full-on English version. Meaning, yeah, the game was 100% ready, but they just didn't release it worldwide, again, just to cook their own bucks, which is fucking bullshit. So, through the use of this loophole, many people ended up getting Dark Souls 3 early. I was one of them because, sadly, I realized if I did not jump on this bandwagon, I would lose out on tons of viewership because people would go watch other people's playthroughs far before they watched mine, and it would have sucked if the vast majority of YouTubers and streamers had already played the entire game of Dark Souls 3 by the time that I was just starting it. So, sadly, one of the few times I had to kind of use a loophole to play a game early. I didn't want to, and in fact, if so many other people didn't do that, I would have been okay with waiting, but let's face it, this is a business. So I had to make the decision, what's the lesser of two evils? Playing the game early before street date, or losing tons of money and not being able to do this as a job. Okay, I think I'll choose to continue to do this as a job, and that's what I did. So, that was back in March, and I played Dark Souls 3 all through March, and by the time that the game had been released in April, I was actually just close to finishing it up. And it worked out well, because the game was very grueling and difficult, and I spaced it out enough that I didn't get too burnt out on it, so that I could go back to it from time to time and not be pissed off that I had to play it every single day in a row. Okay? So first they released the game early, then they released the DLC early. Like, Microsoft has fucked up Dark Souls 3 at every turn this year. Seriously. It just makes no sense at all. 0 sense. And it just leaves me scratching my head. Like, I'm just so confused. How do you fuck up this bad? How do you continuously fuck up? I mean, one thing if they made one mistake, okay, it's forgivable. They did it again! They fucked it up again! So they released it for no reason early. So this time it wasn't even like a loophole or anything. Just some dumb fuck at Microsoft pressed the button early and releases the DLC early. So, a bunch of people got it. People have already been playing it. I already had yesterday booked because I was going to play Battlefield 1 all day for the launch. So I said, you know what, I'll wait. I'm not going to drop everything on my original plans for Friday because Dark Souls 3 DLC is live. Microsoft is just fucking stupid. But hey, certainly, if I'm going to benefit from their stupidity, I'm going to benefit from their stupidity. And I'm very excited to play this DLC. I've heard it's incredibly difficult. People are saying it's like on the level of the difficulty of the Bloodborne DLC last year. Which, quite honestly, I had no issue with the difficulty until the fucking Ludwig boss. Which I really didn't want to fucking fight. And the bottom line is, it was bullshit because it basically made you replay or relearn the entire game because you couldn't fight him the way you fought all the other bosses in the fucking game. I know I'm going to die a million times. Alright? And the good news is, unlike last year where I listened to the wrong fucking people, here's what happened last year. When I played the Bloodborne DLC, I did it in New Game Plus difficulty, okay? Which made it incredibly artificially difficult. I should have never done that. I should have just done the DLC like normal like I always do. I, for some reason, listened to the wrong idiots, and it's fucked me over. Because that's why Ludwig was so tough, by the way, because I was playing it in New Game Plus, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just played through the DLC normally like I always do. So this time around, I'm not doing it in New Game Plus. I'm doing it in regular difficulty. I think it's going to be a lot more enjoyable. But at the same time, I know I'm going to suck at least, probably the first few hours. Until I get back into the gist of the Dark Souls gameplay. You know what I mean?
Wow.